Hello everybody and welcome back to the Steampunk Estate. Okay, so a little bit of a story for this one and why it's so short. Originally, this episode, no editing, was 1 hour and 3 minutes, which is like absolutely perfect, and I was very excited about that because I was like, I get to edit out a little bit of the downtime, and it's gonna be just under 1 hour. Right. I was very excited about that because I was like, hey, that's nice. Just one dungeon, you know, doesn't even need that much editing. Awesome. It was not awesome because I replaced my battery the other day. Well, the other day now, but at the time of recording this, today. So yeah, when I did that, it screwed with some of my settings, which is why you saw the FPS counter up at the top. So yeah, I was making sure that everything was going according to plan, and hey, as it turns out, there's one thing I didn't check, and it was my mic. Even though I have disabled literally everything else as an input other than my mic, it still decided to just use nothing. Even though I have it set to where it always goes to the most accessible device. Basically, it always chooses something. It shouldn't ever choose nothing. But guess what? It chose nothing. So, yes, that was great. This is gonna be a really, really short episode just because, yeah. But, overall, we ended up going to the Hamlet defense, as you're no doubt watching as is. We brought 2 level 4s, 2 level 5s, because we have the town event that is giving us +7 accuracy and plus 15% damage or something crazy. So it seemed like the absolute best time to do it. Our team is pretty simple. Shatterhorn is going to guard the 2 people in the back, and he's going to smack people with an execute. So long as they're under 50%, he gains 200% damage and a bunch of crit chance. And if he kills somebody, he stress heals the entire party. Then we have Paris Dennis, who will be able to absolutely freaking smack stuff into oblivion. Overall, very, very high damage. Looking forward to that. Let's see. Yes. Then we have another source of on-kill stress healing. So stress is basically not going to be an issue. Unless, of course, we just take 1,000,000 stress damage because, haha, funny. So, I got a few suggestions for this video. Or rather, for this series. So, at this point, we are, I want to say, about 4 bosses away from completing the mod. Or rather, completing this series. But in the previous episode, I brought up potentially having a farmstead series. And what was recommended to me by Lovecraft Gaming is we could potentially combine the farmstead series into this series. So it'd basically be like a season 2 to the series, because we would just keep it going since we already have a little bit of stuff correlating to the farmstead. We have Farmstead Plus, we have the boss, the tank, the roaring mechanical beast, and then of course we have Chrissy, the Crystalline Herald. So what I was gonna do, I was gonna add a bunch of other Crystalline themed characters. And obviously we already have the Crystalline Mouse. So, for example, we're going to add, like, the Scarecrow, the Miller, after we go kill the Miller, because we can do that at any time. The Milkmaid, the Pile Driver, I can't remember his name exactly, but he's the guy with the hammer with, like, crystals on it, and he's a railroad fixer-upper guy. He's got, like, the hammer. And then I'm sure there's a few other crystalline characters that we could also bring along. And then, of course, if anybody wanted to claim those characters and or write diaries for them, you could very well do that as well. Let's see. Yes. The Coven was also a mod that was brought up to me by Wolfie Spider. The Coven basically being, like, bird people to go with the rat people. So they could be a nice, like, middle enemy who we go fight every so often. So basically, I want your guys' opinions on both of that. Like, we have maybe 4 episodes left of Steampunk at this point. So, you know, it doesn't have too much longer. But if we were to combine the Farmstead series with it, I don't think the Farmstead series would be too long to begin with. So I don't think it would drag on this estate too terribly long, but it would be like a season 2. But overall, I would like your guys' opinion on that. And of course, the Coven. I know literally nothing about the Coven, so it could be good, could be bad. No idea. Let's see. Anything else I brought up in the video that I need to think of now? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that was it. Maybe there was more, but I don't think so. Basically, just the Farmstead thing. What do you guys think of potentially combining it into a Season 2? And the Coven, because you never know, bird enemies are close to rats. They're like flying rats with cameras in their eyes. And then, of course, you're probably seeing the dungeon in the background. Overall, it went really, really well. Like, I can't say it went bad to any extent. But at this point, I'm going to show you guys the boss, and then I shall return. So as you can see, the boss actually went extremely well. Unfortunately, we did end up losing Shatterhorn, which sucks. But earlier in the dungeon, he got the Black Plague, so I think it was kind of expected that we were going to lose him, unfortunately. But hey, what are you going to do? Without him, we wouldn't have made it to begin with, and the fact that he was hexed just kind of sucked. But overall, I'm pretty happy with how that went. With 2 level 4s, 2 level 5s, taking out a level 5 boss and also getting through that entire area is like, that's pretty freaking solid if you ask me. And of course, we are unfortunately unable to get him back in the wagon thingy, doohickey mabob. And we see what I believe to be the final boss of the rats. So I think we have the Storm Fiend, then we have a level 5 Storm Fiend, then we have a level 5 Doom Wheel, and then I think it's the final boss. That's the reason I think we have 4 more episodes. But yeah, overall, that is going to do it for this episode of the Steampunk Estate. Sorry this episode turned out so short. Like I said, it was much longer before, but hey, recording issues after changing a battery. Oh well. At least it's fixed now. But I really wish I would have known that while I was recording. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode, even though it was a little bit of a short and weird one. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.